Hello everybody and welcome to Chris Pritchard's Everesting news show, where we talk solely about Everesting attempts. I'm absolutely sick to death of talking about Everesting attempts. I can't wait to get back racing, see some World Tour riders in action, actually racing. Listen, Everesting is a huge achievement. Even just attempting it is massive. So let's talk about these three news stories that deserve the respect. So last week I spoke about Lachlan Morton attempting the Everesting world record. It looked like he'd set it, but unfortunately there was an issue with his data. He'd not acquired the correct amount of feet climbed to actually call it a world record. He'd not actually Everested. So he came back a week later and this time he's broken it. And not only that, he actually went faster than he went the last time. So not only did he climb more, he actually went faster doing it. So new world record holder Lachlan Morton ascended 8,840 metres in a time of 7 hours, 29 minutes and 57 seconds. That's 10 minutes faster than the previous world record. We should all know that was set by Keegan Swenson, and he managed to shave off, like I said, 3 minutes off his first attempt. But that's not the only Everesting record to go. It might be the biggest, but it's not the only record to go. The UK Everesting record has been broken by a 19-year-old. Boom. Mason Holliman, who rides for Zappy Holsworth, is the new UK Everesting record holder, setting the benchmark at 8 hours and 28 minutes. The previous best UK Everesting record was set just a week previously. That was set by a 20-year-old Tom Stevenson, and he managed to do it in 9 hours, 2 minutes and 25 seconds. So, fair play to Mason for going that much quicker. That's crazy. Now, those two attempts, crazy in their own right, but this one is just crazy beyond belief. Etienne van Empel tweeted this out about yesterday. Who says you can't climb in the Netherlands? 8,983 metres of elevation? About the equivalent height of Mount Everest. Only took 292 ascents. Laughing sweaty emoji. And then if you follow that link across to his Strava, he covered 301 kilometres in a moving time just under 13 hours and managed to Everest in the Netherlands, which is renowned for being flat, flatter than a witch's. The majority of the country is at sea level, if not slightly below it. And he found the only ascent, which was 500 metres, 31 metres of elevation within that. So it was pretty steep, as in 6% average gradient, maxed out at 8%. Not that steep in the real world of climbing, but actually over there it's a steep little climb. I mean, the majority of us wouldn't even register it as a climb, but he decided to go up and down, up and down, up and down 292 times. Can we please leave the Everesting for a bit now? In fact, leave your comments down below. Let's start a brand new challenge now. A cycling challenge that can be done within a minute. What have we got? Anything? Next up, one of the most pointless doping bans. Well, it's not the most pointless, but again, one of the most pointless. Konstantin Siutsu has been handed a 4-year doping ban from a doping infringement back in 2018. A lot of the headlines went with ex-Sky rider popped for doping, but he might have been doping during his time at Team Sky, but the ban was when he was at Bahrain Merida, or what is now Bahrain McLaren. He's subsequently retired. It's kind of much of a muchness, really. He's been banned until 2022, but he officially retired back in 2018, so what do you think to this? The guy was, he would have been 31, 32 when he announced his retirement. Potentially might have got away with doping for a long time. Got popped right towards the end of his career. I'm not saying he did. He might have just been one of those riders who was starting to slow up a bit in the peloton. Thought, could do with eking a few more years out of this, just earn a few more dollar. Went and did a bit of doping. Didn't do it very intelligently. Got caught for it, and then just went, screw it. I'm going to be 36 by the time I get back here, and already I'm slowing up. So what's the point in even trying anymore? So Yeah, well, what do you think to them giving him a ban? Where's the punishment there? for someone who's already retired? I just don't get it. Like, yeah, he's been named and shamed. That must suck. But essentially, he's pretty much got away with it scot-free, right? Leave your comments down below. What do you think to this? And how should they punish someone? Taking previous earnings off them for that period? I don't know. Leave your comments down below and let me know. Now, from one drug taker to, well, technically not another, because I'm not saying he's taking drugs, but Egan Bernal said something to French TV Sport that, I mean, it's just a bit weird. You wouldn't really think you'd say this, would you? He said, "There is nothing like winning the Tour de France, and what comes next is to win another. It's like a drug. Because if you win it once, you want to do it over and over again. Once you have tasted it, you want more and more. You never get enough." Now, at that point, I presume he was still talking about the Tour de France. Now, if we replace the word win with take, it takes on a whole different meaning, this one. It's like a drug. Because if you take it once, you want to do it over and over again. Once you have tasted it, you want more and more. You never get enough. Unbelievable, Egan Bernal. Absolutely unbelievable. Now, I guess I have to put a disclaimer in here saying that it's obviously just a figure of speech, and I don't think he's actually a recreational drug taker or a performance-enhancing drug taker. He's never tested positive, so... But sticking with Team Ineos, Geraint Thomas has been speaking to the BBC about how these rumours of Froome potentially going, potentially staying, are affecting him. He said, "It does affect me indirectly, but at the same time, I'm not sat in bed at night thinking about that. I've been a teammate of his since 2008, so obviously it would be nice to continue that. We get on well. We work well with each other. We're honest with each other. Brutally honest sometimes." That was Geraint Thomas talking to the BBC. Yeah, I guess with the whole... Listen, I've had it from a source that he isn't going anywhere. Which is a shame, because the moment he moves, I know we're going to get bare views on a video, which is kind of annoying. Froome, I just, help a brother out here, man. But anyway, yeah, Geraint Thomas will be directly affected indirectly by this, because essentially, if Froome goes, it opens a spot up for him to become that leader a lot easier, and there's less hurdles to jump through, because everybody says it, and Geraint is an amazing rider. He is one of the best riders in the world, and he is capable of winning another Grand Tour, but not in a team with Egan Bernal and Chris Froome in it. He's got to jump through too many hurdles to get himself in that top spot. Too many things have to happen to these two to get him to that top spot. So, yeah, he's right. It's indirectly affecting him, because if Froome goes, then it paves the way for him to get in there a little bit quicker. I mean, if I was Geraint, it's easy saying this, but you've got to look at like La Vuelta and the Giro. You've done the Tour de France. You've got Egan Bernal as a teammate. You've got potentially, probably, Chris Froome as a teammate. Let them battle it out for the Tour and crack on and win a few more other Grand Tours. Like I said, on his day, he's capable of winning that Tour de France, but he's more than capable. Not easily. No Grand Tour is easy. But if he puts his eggs in the right basket at the right time, no one can stop him from winning another Grand Tour. That's for sure. Many more. Next up, a little bit of indoor cycling news. You might have already heard that there's 2 new courses coming to Zwift, thanks to the very first ever Tour de France organised by the ASO on Zwift. And to give it that Tour de France feel, it's been revealed there's going to be a virtual Mont Ventoux and also a virtual Champs-Élysées. Amazing. This is going to be amazing. So not only do they have Alpe de Zwift, they're now going to have Alpe de Mont Ventoux. What would you call it? If Alpe d'Huez is Alpe de Zwift, what do we call Mont Ventoux? I've got nothing. What would you call it? Leave your comments down below. Let's create a name for it. Let's create a name for it before it even comes out. Mont Ventoux in the virtual world. What should it be called? And you've also got the virtual Champs-Élysées. What could we call that? Champs-Zwift? No. Champs-Zwift? No. The Champs-Zwift? No. I got it again. If you got anything witty, that we could call the Champs-Elysees in the Zwift world, then leave your comments down below. But that one is going to be very interesting to see, because we're going to see a direct comparison, or at least we're going to be able to, not only of the actual course in real life, because they go around it so many times, it just gets ingrained into fans' heads. They know the Champs-Elysees inside out. And we can also compare it to the Peloton version of the Champs-Elysees. That is going to be very exciting indeed. But this virtual Tour de France, what do we think to it? Is it just the wrong time of year? I don't know. Like, we spoke about this when the news was announced. Was it last week or the week before? The ASO have got hold of it, so potentially it could be much more entertaining than a normal standard Zwift stream. The fact that we're going to have essentially riders that were going to take part in the Tour de France, or at least we hope so. Like, would you be annoyed if teams put their teams in, but they're all, with all due respect to them, they're the let's call them the B team. You know, it's highly unlikely that Team Ineos are going to put in Egan Bernal, Chris Froome, Geraint Thomas, and then the Super Domestiques for these 1 hour races. But how would you feel if it was more of a B team and not the actual Tour de France riders taking part in it? I don't know. I really don't know on this one, because what I've seen and felt is it's almost like we've been overexposed to indoor cycling. You get that buzz towards the start of winter thinking, oh, I'm actually going to head indoors and do something different for a change, and it's going to be fun and refreshing. And because the weather's so crap and you don't really want to go outside, it forces you inside and you end up enjoying the experience a lot more. You've got the cold nights, the dark mornings, and, you know, it becomes a lot more bearable. But with this lockdown and the fact that we've seen the sun shining and we've not been able to go out on our bikes, it almost feels like we've been forced into an additional couple of months of indoor cycling. And I think people are just sick of it. I think people just want to experience the outdoors. They want to get back to normal. They want to see some real racing, not virtual racing. And I mean, I don't want it to flop, but I can't help thinking that it's the wrong time of the year. I really don't know how I feel about this. I'm really excited, though, getting back to the whole point of this story, that we're going to have 2 new courses on Zwift. But here's a question for you, Zwift fans. If you're not a fan of Zwift and you're not bothered, you've probably already turned off. But if you are still here as a fan of Zwift, where would you like to see these courses put? Would you like them to be standalone event courses where you can just go and ride them, or only ride an event there? Or would you like them to be integrated within Watopia? Would you like to be able to ride out of the Italian village somewhere across the volcano and then take a left and all of a sudden you're in Paris? Same with the Alp. Would you like to be able to, instead of going up Alpe de Zwift, take a left and you're going up Mont Ventoux? I don't know. And would you like to see them replicated in their entirety? If you think about Mont Ventoux, it's very barren. There's not much going on up there. So would you like to see it replicated exactly the same, or would you like a different feel to it? Although the course is Mont Ventoux, a lot more trees around, a lot more greenery and stuff like that. Or would you like it to be kind of out there somewhere like New York, where it's a glass floor and there's just random stuff? I don't know. Leave your comments down below and let me know. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you've not done already. We surpassed 25,000 subscriptions. Thank you so much, each and every one of you that have subscribed. The next challenge is the big 3-0. Let's get to 30,000 as fast as we can. I'll be honest, I'd set the target of 20,000 for the end of the year, and we've surpassed that. So let's keep pushing. Let's keep getting the community bigger and bigger and bigger. Do all that. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Boosh.